Hello class, my name is Snusha, and in today's yoga class, we are focusing on the theme of spring. There's a saying that goes, April showers bring May flowers. And so we are moving out of the kapha energy of groundedness and of comfort and of solid, just very grounded, earthy energy of autumn and winter, and into the watery, windy, airy, vata energy of spring. In this practice, you can expect several poses, several asanas that are designed to get our body feeling comfortable with more movement. We'll be working from the ground up. And so, does anyone have any injuries or past medical conditions or anything they want to make me aware of so that we can do modifications in the class? You said that your wrist, you sprained it the other day? Okay, we'll definitely have modifications for you and for the rest of anyone in the class. And so thank you for sharing that with me. I also recommend throughout the class, if you feel at any point we are moving at a pace that is too fast or disorienting, or you're finding trouble aligning yourself in the pose, taking a mountain pose, which is grounding your feet at just about hip width distance apart, and you can bring your hands to heart center and take nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. You also have the option of a cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth as well. But for the bulk of our practice, I do recommend in through your nose and out through your nose for this vinyasa practice. At the end of class, we take what is called a savasana, which is allowing us to integrate into the integrate the process and the program of our yoga class into our bodies, into our spirits, into our minds. And so for savasana, often it's done laying down with arms out, legs out, and eyes closed. But of course, you are free to keep your eyes open. You can also choose to lean to one side in a fetal position, or even also focus on your breath or a flower or images that really resonate with you. This practice, this springtime practice, is about renewal, feeling good, feeling ready for the year, for acknowledging the winter, acknowledging the comfort, acknowledging the snow, and just springing into springtime. And so without further ado, let's get started in our supine butterfly. And so for our butterfly pose, you can set your block to the side for now, for those of you who have blocks. But for our butterfly pose, we're bringing the soles of our feet together, big toes, boop, 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 together, legs out, back to the floor, flush, arms down, shoulders relaxed, eyeballs relaxed, chest relaxed. And so take 5 deep breaths. Last breath. All right. Next, we're moving into our bridge pose. For our bridge pose, we bring the soles of our feet to the mat, and gently we use our core and our glutes to extend straight up, bringing our hips up, relaxing those shoulders, and building, building, building. This glute pose, we're only here for a few seconds to activate our glutes. Might feel like a bee sting, only a few more seconds, almost there. All right, slowly bring it back down and move into some windshield wipers, bringing both sets of knees to each side, from left to right, swaying, bobbing in the ocean. It might feel good to have your arms to your sides or to have them up or at heart center, wherever feels best for you. Be sure that you are breathing actively. This is your moment. For our next pose, we have supine figure 4. And so bring your right leg all the way up, all the way up. Give it a nice twist. Wake that leg up. Hello. And bring your right ankle to your left thigh. Raise your left foot up so that you're forming a figure 4 shape, like the number 4. And also, you can choose to stay here, or you can choose to take your hands, raise them up, and clasp them behind your left leg. And so as you're exerting pressure, gentle pressure to your right foot, your right leg, your right thigh, so that you're straightening and lengthening your body, you are also exerting pressure towards your left thigh, so that you have two competing forces. Gentle forces to give a nice stretch. You may feel sensation along your right glutes, your right hamstring, your left thigh. Breathe through it and imagine even that you have your breath traveling all along those areas of your low body, to your chest, to your throat, to your nose. All right, you may release, come back down, bring both feet to the ground, and let's repeat this on the other side. Left leg up, give it a nice twirl. Bring that left ankle to your right thigh. Bring your right thigh up, right foot up. Gently push your left thigh away from you as your right thigh is closer to you. And again, you can choose to clasp your hands behind your right thigh for additional stability as you're putting pressure in both directions. It might even feel good to move and sway or be at a specific angle to get a really nice stretch. You're stretching those hips, you're stretching those glutes, you're stretching even those hamstrings. Make sure your neck is relaxed. And you're breathing. Oh, this feels so yummy. All right, let's bring it back down. And for our next pose, we are moving into cat-cow. For cat-cow, traditionally cat-cow is done with our hands up, back down, hips at, knees at hips length distance apart, hips width distance apart, and hands directly beneath shoulders, belly out, belly in, and deep breaths. But we also have sitting cat-cows. So for seated cat-cows, you can come to a comfortable seat, have your right leg crossed in front of your left or your left in front of your right. Just remember which, because we will alternate them throughout the class. And bring your hands up. Take a deep breath as you bring your hands up. Bring them all the way down. Bring your hands to your knees and lengthen your spine. Inhale, bringing that belly out. Chest forward. Exhale. Forming a C. Inhale. Exhale. And so do these cat-cows at your own pace for the next 45 seconds or so. We have 3 more rounds. Okie doke. And we all meet in a nice seated position. If you are already in a seated position, cross your leg so that opposite leg is crossed. And from here, we're bringing our arms up and breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand to that left knee and that left hand behind you. Bring your gaze behind you and give yourself a simple, easy, gentle twist. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, other side. Notice if you're bringing any strain to any area of your body and release it. Back to center. Coming up to our mountain pose. And from our mountain pose, we're really getting into this energy shifts with a few vinyasas or chaturangas. And so for our chaturanga, I'll demonstrate, and you can, if you already are familiar with a vinyasa, feel free to go ahead. And for those of you who aren't familiar, I'll provide the options and the modifications. And so first I'll demonstrate, and then afterwards we'll move at our own pace together. And so for our vinyasa, we come up with our hands up, inhaling, Exhaling all the way, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back, nice and long. Exhaling to the floor. From the floor, we come into our plank pose, and we do have an alternative for plank. And so for our plank, we want to ensure that our wrists are directly beneath our shoulders. Our alignment is parallel to the mat so that we are able to breathe and we are overextenuating in any way. From here, we go all the way down to the mat and come back up either into our up dog or even into a seal pose, whichever feels most comfortable. And from there, we go into our down dog. And so as I mentioned earlier, we do have an alternative to plank. So instead of plank, or a modification to plank that we do have, is up, down, halfway, down. And so for wrist sensitivity, you can choose to come to an elbow plank, which is our elbows directly beneath our shoulder, the tops of our shoulders. And then from there, up dog. And then from there, you can move into down dog. If down dog is too sensitive for you, I do recommend from our up dog, moving into a child's pose. And from child's pose, all the way, repeat. And so now that we have that, let's get it all together. 3 rounds. Inhale, exhale, halfway lift, all the way back, plank, up dog, down dog or child's pose. Bring it back, halfway lift, all the way down, plank, down dog, up dog, child's pose. Last one, all the way back up. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Excellent, walk it forward. And what is springtime without our trees? So for our final 2 poses, we are moving into tree pose. For our tree pose, you do have different options as well. You can use a block and have your tree right here. Ground your right leg, your right foot firmly into the ground. Straighten up, bring your hands to heart center or out across or up, however way your tree is oriented. Make sure that your alignment, your neck, your spine, your legs and everything is in a beautiful straight line or a line that feels good for you. And so our energy is flowing. Likewise, you can take a block and bring it to its next level. And then same as before, but this time we are a little higher up and our hands are like here, here, or here. Another option is to ground and move along your leg, making sure that you aren't at your knees specifically, but either below or above it. And so find a nice position and ground yourself. Allow your legs to really, really anchor, to find roots into your mat. Breathing, allowing that chest to be open, all that delicious air, all that sunshine, all that water, just pouring on you. It feels amazing. All right, other side. Coming into a nice little dribble. And for my tree, I'll be right here. Actually, I feel like here. Feels good. And if you fall out your tree, just get back up. Happens to everyone. Alrighty. And so for our final pose, we are taking Savasana. And so I'll be right here holding space so that you don't have to worry about, oh, how much time has elapsed or anything like that. This is your moment, so take your moment and really allow your practice to sink in. If you choose to close your eyes, great. If not, that's also your choice, and your choice is respected in this room. Some options include visualizing something that's sweet and beautiful for you. And so I'll bring us out of this practice in a few minutes, and we can really embrace this moment in the meantime. Take your time to come to an easy seated position. Thank you so much for coming to class today and showing up for yourself. The lion in me sees, honors, and respects the lion in you. Namaste.